I just want you to, kind of give your, not your elevator pitch, but not your full testimony, kind of the one in between about how
hmm
you became to know Christ and have faith in Him, and kind of it be the core center part of your life.
Well, listen, growing up, one of my grandmother, that was instilled with the day I came out of the womb. I mean, always going to church. I went to a Catholic high school. Always knew the Lord. My grandmother made sure that forced me to pulled me out of bed on Sundays, made me go, and we were in there from sun up to sundown. But over the years, I guess as you get older, certainly like in my 20s, I take it for granted. Yeah, yeah, God, whatever. But when life hits you in the face and you are dealing with adversities, I relied on him more and more. So having God and Christ in my life has always been the centerpiece. When every time I felt anxious, I would call my grandmother and I would just pray with her.
Mm,
Every time if something were to come up, I would always seek counsel, godly counsel. So he's always been there. Now, I would, I lived a life where my faith was coming through other people. I relied on them
mm-hmm.
to, I was trying to get to heaven through somebody else without actually doing the work, Like, hey, I called my grandmother, I called my pastor, but no, I had to do the work. And it's been a lifelong process for me. I'm not perfect, man. But I do seek, and I think I do seek it. I do seek it more and more, and I have become truly relying and trusting God more as I've gotten older. Last March 30th this past year, I rededicated my life to Christ and got baptized. My son, my wife, and I, we all did it. It really was a time where, hey, we're just renewing our faith in Christ and making this full commitment of living the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. It is really, really hard because you want to go back to what's comfortable and living godly and living like Christ. You're always going to be uncomfortable because it's not the way of the world, and you want to see things differently. You want to do things differently. You want to operate differently. You talk about the fruit of the spirit, man. I mean, being a coach, it really tests your patience and you want to go off on somebody, but you have to I use discernment in terms of how I coach my kids, and I use discipline along with it. So I'm always looking to develop the character and the spirit of our kids and create an environment where they can heal. And because everybody's coming into the building with some type of trauma. So how can they be
Mm-hmm.
healed? And how can I get them to find their God-given purpose? So I, long story short, I've always had God in my life, and I couldn't have gone through my life and have accomplished and gotten through the things that I've gotten through without that.
Mm-hmm.
And 100% uh, um on board with if you give your life to Christ and you allow Him to move in you, He's only as alive and as real as you allow Him to be.
Yeah.
And I work on that every single day, and I wonder, man, am I doing the right things? Am I hearing this right, or is it myself? Is it my So it's just really true and truly trusting, um, where I'm supposed to be and to be doing, and to really let go of the things of this world that I thought that was so important, like money and fame and cars and
Yeah.
and all of that, and understand like, man, it's you can't take any of that stuff with you, but what you're left with is to have a good name, a good reputation, and the my legacy is tied to the impact that I've had on others. And that's how Christ lived his life, is the impact that he had on others.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the entire world. His legacy
Yeah.
is truly strong. And you have people that fight it, you have people that don't believe in it. But in times of need, I found that, man, my toughest times, man, and even now as a coach, when I'm questioning and having some doubt and discouragement starting to set in, I got to go back and I have to connect and I try to communicate. I go back to my word and I find out, look at the scriptures that tell me who I am and my purpose and my plan, and just draw straight. But you'd be surprised at the answers and the strength that comes out of that, man, is so real.